Guys, I'm working on the big main tree today. Thought you might want to come help. I'm waiting for the bus of my take on home and garden helpers. It's been a while. Right here on my take on home and garden. Thanks guys for coming by. I want to show you how I straighten and shape the tree from scratch. In case some of you are new or you can't quite get it right, I want to help. So let's see what we can learn today. This tree we've had, oh my goodness, since our oldest was 1, I think, about when we got this one. Just to fit here, see, I have to bend the bottom. Okay, so we're gonna get started with that. We got our poles. That's a real solid, heavy-duty stand, solid rod stand. 2 main trunks, and then the top. So I gotta look in here. It can't quite go in the middle of the stairwell, but it just about goes like that on the edge. And this first branch, after I tighten, will tell me just about what I gotta do. See, it can't quite stick out. There it is, gotta snap in. 2 of them like that just have to be bent a bit. When they're shoved in the box and flattened out, it's pretty brutal. Here's how I like to start. It's basically branches coming off of 2 sides. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 slightly down, and there's some odd ones here. We'll bring this up, the next 2 up, 2 down, slightly down, 2 up, 1 in the middle. Okay, like this. So let's look at the difference here. Start back at the trunk. We got 3 together. 2 up, 1 down. 2 down, 1 up. 2 up, 1 down. 2 down, 1 up. I don't want to drive you nuts saying that, but that's what I'm doing, and the end result is going to be fabulous. Now let me just finish this without saying that and driving you nuts. And I mean, a tree this size is only for the hardy souls, because I told you before, I'll be on this tree alone. I don't mind doing them alone. It's just how it is right now. But this is a 15-hour tree altogether. Okay, so we're on the 2nd row. So I want to show you before and after. This is how it comes out of the bin after it's packed. Probably looks familiar. Okay. Here's how it looks when I'm done with my shaping. Mostly flat on the bottom, and everything is up like a reaching hand, like this. Okay? Why do I have it flat on the bottom? when you're done hanging your ornaments and things and cords, it's all gonna relax. You know that. The tree never looks the same after you put everything on. So you want to start out ahead of it by being up. Okay, so here's the last branch. Again, everything reaching up. Okay, this is where I like to be. We're already looking good, but in the end, when I think I'm done, I'll take that little extra 10-15 minutes and look at the whole tree overall to make them final adjustments. You have to look at your tree and enjoy it. And if you don't do it right in the beginning, it's going to nag you the rest of the time it's up. You don't want to be in a hurry. I get it. A lot of times, you know, there's a lot going on. But if you can spend that little extra time to shape and fluff the tree properly, you're going to get to enjoy it more for longer. And it'll put a smile on your face. If you're not used to doing it and you're just always in a hurry and you wonder why doesn't it look like somebody else's, that's all it is. I know it can be boring. Put on the Christmas music. It's not boring. Think about your family getting to enjoy it and how much you want to enjoy it. It's worth every minute. Alrighty, folks. We're stringing lights now. First thing I want to do, I'm going to put a short extension cord on a timer. Plug the timer into the wall. Now my 3 plugs at the end of the extension cord are all on a timer. So I don't have to stack plug things in and blow a fuse. Okay, that's how you want to separate. They each have their own power source. So the first thing I want to put in is the regular string of mini lights. And I'm going to take them through the tree, just a 50 string. Okay, and we're taking it through the tree to where I want to have a spinner. Because you have to plug your spinner into a regular source, not an LED source. They don't work. So I'm just coming up. I'll put 3 on this tree. 1, 2, and like a triangle, 3. And that's all you're supposed to put on one string anyway. Okay, maybe I'll take this higher just in case I decide to go higher, but I'll have a source. All that, again, that's all this string is. A source for my 2 or 3 spinners. Now I want to go with my C5s, and that's the size, and I'm going to tuck in. Now these are LED, and I'm going to tuck in that outer branch. And these are strings of 70. If I'm not mistaken, 70 or 75. If you cheat on the light, the amount of lights, it's not going to look as good. If you wonder why somebody else's look so good, now yes, you can go overboard, but generally you should do what you like. That's all. Now again, my rule of thumb is 100 lights minimum per foot. This is a 12-foot tree. We're going to have 1,200 lights on it. in order for it to look good. Got 700 C5s on the tree evenly all the way up. The third step for this tree is going to be at least another 500 mini lights in the warm white. We're coming in, doing the same thing, and we're going to go basically above the C5s if we can. Even if they're with them, it's okay. We still want an even look and pattern to these. Wow. No. So the mini lights are on. I ended up putting 700 on, and that makes 1400 lights. I don't like to get goofy on the top, but I'm going to look at something and see if I want to. I'd like a little gold up in the top there. See if I want these picks to tie it in with the rest. I'm thinking maybe just, these are a little big. This is lighter, right in the top. Next is the garland. Now some people don't care for the tinsel look garland. I'd like to show you what I do with it, and I don't use a ton. I use a little bit, and I use it as a space filler. And you don't leave it way out on the tips, you tuck it way in. Like this big tree has a huge gap between the second and the third row. So we've got lots and lots of ways to do our ribbon. I like to start at the top and still go on a bit of a diagonal. So I'm going to get that end in, tuck it in, hide it, kind of lose it. Bunch and tuck. Make a bunch, you see, and tuck it in. That's what's going to hold it in. If we need to cut this and start on a different side, we can. Tuck and bunch. Go around where you can't see, tuck it in, come back. Now we're putting our big ribbon on. Big wide. Can you tell what the theme is? Lots of gold, cocoa, and there's going to be a little twister there. We'll see in a bit. So on that diagonal, tuck and pinch. So we got Prince of Peace, Lamb of God on this ribbon. Pinch and tuck, so we leave a little spot as ballooned out so you can see it. And like in this case, you can read it a little bit. And the job is working it in between those tips without messing them up too bad. So here's our basic ribbon loaded tree. And then we've got this wonderful white beaded garland and I like to get some of that in as well. I like to go up and down like this with some drapes. Now 2 years ago, Uncle Wally's had these snap on over the light ornaments. Okay, so they snap on over the light, and I had to go several times to find enough to do anything with. They're just cute as heck. Now I want to add this cocoa and gold ribbon. So we're elegant, but we have just a whisper of a woodsy flair with this. Now we're going to put our biggest ornaments on first, and they will tend to be from the middle toward the bottom. Now these are glass, and this is about the biggest affordable ones going on. Hobby Lobby, a few years ago. Satin and gloss, so we're going to stagger that look as well. Ooh, man, look at that gap. That's amazing what you put on. They still have gaps. But a tree's a tree. You know, it's not a pyramid, it's a tree. But I do love the limb spaces. You just shouldn't have one that you can drive a Jeep through. That's all. Guys, I'm finishing up putting the snow on our champagne and burgundy main tree this year. We'll see if I got time to show you all around. Look at this transformation. The bigger, older green trees really will hold a lot of snow. And I just love that look. I think I'm gonna have to take you and show you all around.
Dressed in golden red, garlands and ribbon thread, tinsel bright. But you outshine all, like a fresh cut tree. I fall for your light. On this Christmas night, all the angels are singing. On this Christmas night, they are singing for you and me. On this Christmas night, they are singing 'cause love endures. This Christmas is mine and yours. The smell of fresh pine tree. I get down on one knee, ring in hand, and you almost choked on your mulled wine when I ask you to be mine. This love
Now folks, if you liked our champagne and burgundy tree for Christmas, give us a like, a share, a comment. Send a frozen daiquiri over. Take care now, everybody. And we are loaded. Not we are loaded. The house is loaded with Christmas coming up soon. Take care now, and we'll see you in the next over the top Christmas decor video. Don't forget to subscribe, you newbies. We care about you, and we'd love to have you right here on my take on home and garden.
Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree.
Now, can we help each other think a minute too? When the naysayers and the negative people are saying, oh, that's too much, that's a lot of work, I would just ask them to think, how often do you brush your teeth, mow the yard, do the dishes, fill out your taxes, go shopping for your groceries? This glorious celebration that we get to be involved with is once a year. Once. I've never felt like it was a burden. And that's just to let you know how I think and feel about it.
Each shining light, each silver bell, no one alive pressed you.
Probably hit the mic there. I'll have to watch it. And it's not to make people feel bad or to make them feel different, but maybe, you know, reflect on it a bit and think about it. That's all.
Unchanging.